Dear friends, let's continue the Holoman. Let's look at the last part, that is the fifth part of the poem, the Holoman. See, what does happen in the end of the fourth part? See, these Holomen have a hope that they will be restored with their vision, means with their understanding, with the positivity, with the restoration of their faith in religion, spirituality. So, these hollow men who are huddled at a river bank or river beach, particularly to cross the river to be part of the other world, now they decide to play and decide to sing. But here we see T.S.Eliot goes with the subversion of that famous nursery rhyme. Here we go round the mulberry bush, mulberry bush, mulberry bush. We go round the mulberry bush, mulberry bush. Here, Eliot goes with the subversion of that famous nursery rhyme. Here we go round the prickly pear, prickly pear, prickly pear. Here we go round the prickly pear. This is the subversion of that famous nursery rhyme. Here we go round the mulberry bush, mulberry bush, mulberry bush. Here we do not have the mulberry plant or mulberry tree, but instead we have cactus. Why? Because these hollow men, these empty men, these stuffed men are in a barren land, in a desert land, because they are on a wasteland or in the wasteland, a world with no productivity, with no activity, with no clarity of vision, no action. Why? Because they are blind. Blind in the sense they cannot understand, they cannot see, they cannot even communicate because the broken jaw. So here these hollow men just go round and round and round what? The cactus. Just as those women in a prison were asked to go round the mulberry bush with that nursery rhyme on their lip like the parrot. One went and the rest followed, just as these hollow men in their post-World War do. Why? Because they do not have the individuality. They do not have their own understanding and intellect. Because they have lost their faith in their religion. And with the loss of the faith in their religion and spirituality, they have lost everything. So, here, just as those women in the prison were asked to go round the mulberry bush with that rhyme, nursery rhyme on their lip, and that also gives a sense of nothingness, gives a sense of no action, In the same manner here, since they cannot do anything at all. Why? Because they do not have the vision. They cannot communicate. See how the language in the modern world, in that post-World War I world, lost the meaning. They could not communicate. Because see how Eliot uses the words here and sentences here. We'll see that even language had become meaningless. Language was broken. So here these hollow men go round and round. That also signifies what? That inaction. And why inaction? Why? Because no thought, no plan, no clarity of vision. They are alienated. They lack communication. And you better understand what does lack of communication lead to. Lead to only and only confusion and complication, and nothing more than that. So we go round the prickly pear at 5 o'clock in the morning. See, they refer the time, they mention the time when they are going round and round the prickly pear doing nothing at 5. This is the time it is said that when Christ was resurrected, when Christ after his crucifixion was revived or became alive, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. See the importance and significance of 5 o'clock in the life of Christians. And see what is the condition. They have no clarity of thought, no clarity of vision. They are blind. They are almost finished and simply waiting and hoping for a miracle to happen. With that, they'll be restored with their vision, with the restoration of their faith in their religion and tradition. See, they are in a kind of a confusion. See, between the idea and the reality. See, huge difference between idea and reality. What we think sometimes is actually not reality. It means these hollow men have some thought. They have some idea, but since they are blind, they lack communication, they lack vision, means understanding. They cannot they cannot convert their just idea into action. They cannot perform. Between the idea and the reality, between the motion and the motion, the intention of performing something. So sometimes one has intention to do something, but because of lack of vision, because of lack of, because of the lack of clarity of the thought, they fail to convert their, this intention into performance. Same. So they have the motion, but they are in between motion and what? Action. Falls the shadow, that shadow. That same kind of a thing in Julius Caesar, certain character speaks. That we want to act, but right in front of us, there is something that blocks our vision, that does not allow us to see. And it's all because of that we are unable to perform. Same here. These hollow men, have what? Have motion, intention to do, but they are unable to act because action requires clarity of thought, clarity of vision, no confusion. So they are unable to act because of all these complications. For thine is the kingdom. See this last, the concluding line, or the second last line of the Christian's Lord's Prayer. That is all about the God, about the Christ. What are the last concluding lines of the Lord's Prayer of the Christians? Thine is the kingdom. Thine means yours. Yours is the kingdom. The kingdom, this world is the kingdom of the God, and the power and glory forever. And God has given the power and glory to this world forever. These are the concluding lines of the Lord's Prayer that he uses here. For thine is the kingdom. Between the conception, again, that concept and the reality. So when a child comes into the womb of a mother, when a woman is conceived, and when a child is born, when a woman is conceived, this is conception. And when that woman delivers the child, that is the creation. And in between this, there is a gap. And these hollow men are unable to cover, unable to fill that gap. Why? Because they are blind. Because that World War I has destroyed everything. So see, between the conception and the reality, between the emotion and the response. So sometimes we have emotion, we have sympathy for somebody who is in pain, but because of being selfish, because of the lack of the clarity of the vision, clarity of thought, clarity of the objective, or clarity of something, we fail to respond, to do something to alleviate the suffering of that person. Same is the case with these hollow men. Why? Because to some extent we can say that they are the cursed men, because they have no faith in their religion. Religion is dead. And they respond, falls the shadow, same line, life is very long. Say this line again, just T.S.Eliot takes this line, or just here T.S.Eliot uses this very particular line from Joseph Conrad's book, that is An Outcast of the Islands, in which there is a Captain Tom, and that Tom speaks this line, life is long, in the sense that his life in the sea has become monotonous because nothing to do there. When we have our life, or this human life becomes meaningless and monotonous if it has no objective, no goal. Same here has happened to these hollow men. They have a life without objective, without clarity of thought and clarity of vision, and that's why here their life has become absolutely monotonous and absolutely boring. So hope, dear learners, you must have enjoyed this explanation of mine. Provided that you find some complications, do let me know. That's it in this video.